I'm almost ready, all right? Just hang on. Welcome to another FAQ Monday. I am your host, Fluff, and I hope you guys are having a lovely morning, because I know I am, because now I have coffee in a Mario cup. How cool is that? First question. After 236 or so FAQs, numerous demos, and countless tutorials, do you find it harder to come up with content? That's a good question. Kind of. It's a yes and no kind of thing. I think it was much harder to come up with content being a kind of gear-based channel when I first started out, because I would literally run out of my own things to make videos of, and I would have to go and ask friends to, like, you know, hey, can I borrow your amp for a couple days? You know, or something like that. But now it's more of a matter of, well, what do I want to do? And my future plans to, for as far as content goes for this channel, are going to change. I mean, they slowly have changed. If you look at what I have kind of traditionally put out versus what I am putting out now, if you actually go back and look at the videos and the video types, it's changing because I'm changing. And, you know, I like doing things like Ready to Roast My Rig and Remember the 90s and things like that. So it used to be every single demo I put out was like, had a full mix song, and it was like the same thing for years. And I think you guys got kind of tired of that, and I got kind of tired of that. I mean, even now, when I put out a fully mixed song, people are like, get mad. I want to hear mix. Just play, I just want to plug in. It's like, okay, that's way easier anyway, so I'll just do that. So, but going forward, I think it's gonna free up the opportunities that I have to make content on the channel. For example, you know, I'm gonna get Rest Repose bass player Josh Wildhorn, who's also active in the URM community. He's a wonderful audio engineer. You know, he's gonna be a co-host on this show. And we're gonna get a creator space eventually, so it's not just in my home, and we actually have a larger space to shoot in, etc., etc. I always saw this channel as more of like a tested kind of a channel, where there are multiple people on the channel, and it kind of all trees up to me. I'm kind of the producer, main personality guy, if you may, but yeah, bigger, man, bigger. You got to think bigger. So to answer the question, no, I don't think it's any harder to create content now than it was back in the day. If anything, it's just it's easier, really. How do you maintain your beard? Honestly, I get asked this question so much, and all I really do is I'm in the shower, shampoo, and sometimes I'll put some conditioner in there if I'm like traveling and it's really dry out or something. But generally speaking, just some shampoo. I'll get out of the shower, I'm drying off, and I will comb it out. I will brush it out with a boar's hair bristle brush, right? You brush it out, and then you basically, you just maintain it. And what that means is you trim where you want to be trimmed. So you could, with a beard, you could just go full homeless and let it grow out horizontally as well as vertically. I don't really like to do that because it's very uncomfortable, like when you're trying to sleep and you have this mound of hair. So I trim on the sides, right? And I let it grow going downwards. But you can do all sorts of stuff with beards, obviously, but just choose what you want to do. I don't think you should just do not anything. I mean, you could. It's totally your call. It's your beard. But just light trimming, like as if it were a hedge in the yard, the facial yard, I guess. This could go sideways at any moment, but you know what? I'm not gonna let it go sideways. But that's literally all I do. And then sometimes I'll use some beard oil from Metal Beard Club, which I really like their oils. They're really natural and they kind of smell good, and you know, they expire, so they don't have a bunch of preservatives in them, etc., etc. But other than that, that's literally all I do. Favorite instrument and least favorite instrument to mix? Oh boy, I'm instantly thinking of like all the Rob Scallon mixes I have mixed over the years with the crazy instruments. As far as my least favorite, banjos are really difficult to mix in the scope of a metal setting. You know, all of the banjo metal covers that Rob ever did, those were extremely challenging because your natural inclination is to add more low end or add more mid range or something like that. When a banjo in particular is all attack, there is no resonant, like there's obviously a note, but there is no like resonance about it. It is all attack. And that makes it so incredibly difficult to make it sit in the scope of, you know, a Slayer double kick track with a bunch of high-pitched cymbals going and the snare, which are basically in the same frequency range. Those are extremely tough. I would say those are some of the toughest things that I've ever mixed. My favorite instrument to mix, and I'm gonna call it an instrument because it is very much an instrument, vocals. I absolutely love mixing vocals, and I don't get to do them often enough. But when I get a chance to do vocals, oh, I love doing vocals. I really find that process fun. I don't know, it's something other than high gain distorted guitars, which I do also love, obviously, but yeah, vocals are a lot of fun. Those are probably my favorite. Does the Trackball Mouse give you more comfort and speed when you are tracking or mixing? I actually get a lot of questions about the Trackball, which I think you can see right here. And some of you have noticed that I've changed the color of the ball, which is hilarious because the red one comes with the wireless and I don't have a wireless, but I dropped both of them and I just put one in one. I didn't really think about it much. But to answer the question, yes, I found the trackball to be a huge speed workflow thing, but also I was spending so much. So I used to use a Magic Mouse and I love the Magic Mouse, the Apple Magic Mouse. But the amount of time I sit here, and if I'm not doing audio, I'm doing video. And those two things combined, like I can be in here easily for a 12-hour day, and having your hand do this over something like the Magic Mouse will kill your hand. And it was actually affecting the way I held my pick, my guitar playing. And once it starts affecting that, it's time for a change, right? So, and also you'd be scrolling past like in your DAW and your mix window with your faders, and if you hit something wrong, you would like move to a fader or something like that with the Magic Mouse, and that also I did not like. So, when I was traveling a lot for Nail the Mix, I was in other people's studios, and more often than not, all of the pro studios had the trackball, the Kensington trackball. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna force myself to use this and love it because I know it's gonna be good for me. And that's what I did. So I've used it, I love it. I can't ever go back. I have a couple of spares because they go on crazy sales every once in a while. So sometimes I'll be on Amazon, I'm like, hey, just so you know, this your trackball that you bought 2 years ago, it's on sale for 25 bucks. I'm like, okay. So I think I have one or two. I have tried the wireless one because I do like a clean desktop, but that lags and it's not as responsive as the old school wired one. So I just go with the wired one. But yeah, huge time saver. And if you don't like it at first, just give it a chance. It's well worth it. A guitar that you secretly love? Secretly love, like love from afar. She's the girl that you will never have, and she is happy in her own life, and she does not need you to interfere. That kind of guitar? Honestly, it's like the ultimate dad, grandpa guitar, but some of the old, the Rickenbackers. The Rickenbacker guitars and the Gretsches are the two guitars, the kinds of guitars, like the hollow body, semi-hollow, Gretsch Country Gentleman kind of thing, or like the small-bodied Rickenbacker, like Tom Petty has played or something like that. That's not one, that's two guitars, but I would say like the Gretsch stuff or the Rickenbacker guitars are, I absolutely love them. And I think it's more nostalgia based, because really, I mean, like a semi-hollow or like, you know, a full hollow body is not really my thing. Although I would love to have like a Gretsch, you know, White Falcon or White Penguin or whatever, not a penguin, but a White Falcon or something like that. Or like I said, a Country Gentleman, the Chet Atkins guitars, things like that. I think those are the classiest guitars ever made, man. I'm such a huge fan of those like old, I don't know, I don't even know what you call them, like country western electric guitars, kind of. Not that the Rickenbacker was really that, it was like more of a Beatles thing, but I just love those old guitars. For me, that's what I secretly love, and I don't ever really talk about them. So yeah, what is your secret love guitar? Like, comment down below. I want to know what you guys are into secretly. Although it wouldn't be a secret because you're obviously commenting. But let's share some secrets, yeah? And now, Fluff reads a tweet. Band shirts I own, 97. Band shirts I wear, that's 6. Shirts I need to get rid of, 0. My suggestion to you this week is to check out my new podcast. It's finally out, guys. Episode 2 is out now of the Riffs and Beards podcast. I do the podcast with my good friend Luke Severide, who is actually on my shirt today, which was not planned. I just put this shirt on, and then I had to film FAQ Monday. But yeah, this is Luke, and he also helps me do Ready to Roast My Rig. And he's a professional stand-up comedian, and he is a very funny dude. And we just kind of riff about all sorts of stuff in life and pop culture and all sorts of, yeah. We talk about some heavy stuff too, but I think you guys would like it if you like this channel. It's not necessarily gear oriented. I wanted it to be kind of a different outlet for me, but it's fun to listen to nonetheless. So I would appreciate it if y'all check it out. All the big links down below in the description. You've been wonderful. I have been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.